Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. Today we will learn about the module Prehistoric Man and Environment. The module contains introduction to the prehistory, which includes the various ages like Stone Age, Copper Age, Bronze Age, Iron Age. It also discusses the interaction between the early human and environment. Further, it also discusses the interaction between current environment and human. So, introducing with the chapter, environment is collectively a system of biotic and abiotic components. Since the origin of life, the biotic components like air, water, soil, radiation, etc. regulates the sustainability of biotic components. With time, humans developed the capacity to cope up and adapt the extreme conditions, that is changes in the abiotic components. This is the main reason behind the existence of modern humans, that means Homo sapiens sapiens and their ancestors Homo sapiens and Homo erectus from last 3.5 million years ago on the earth. During this time, a series of complex interactions occurred between humans and their environment that continue to shape our present world. The deep study and examinations of these interactions has explained us the intense materialistic growth and developmental activities by human. Humans have prompted a series of events by which the environment have been impacted undesirably until the advent of agriculture, that is 10 to 12,000 years ago. Humans were dependent on hunting and gathering of food for survival. Earlier livelihood was through hunting and gathering, affecting their environment minimally. Human survival was dependent on their understanding of crops and season. As humans became adapted to different environmental variations and their brain size increased, new advancements in the technologies were followed. This led to more synchronization between humans and their environment, but a complex relationship between the two created a vulnerable condition for the environment. Agriculture led a drastic change in humans' lifestyle and provided opportunities for better life. The dominance of humans resulted in their expansion and extinction of many species because of adverse effects on environment and climate change. Prehistoric time. Prehistory time is defined as the period of human activity between the use of first stone tools approximately 3.3 million years ago and the invention of writing systems, the earliest of which appeared nearly 5,300 years ago. The prehistoric age is divided into the Stone Age, Metal Age, which is further divided as Copper, Bronze and Iron Age, and Golden Age. The longest period is Stone Age, which is further divided into Old Stone Age and New Stone Age, as described in the scheme 1. The Copper Age is also known as Catholic, that is use of copper and stones both. Here we can see in the scheme 1 Paleolithic, that is Old Stone Age from 2 million to 12,000 years BC. Then next is Mesolithic Middle Age or Stone Age from 12,000 years to 10,000 BC. Then Neolithic New Stone Age, which ranged from 10,000 years to 4,000 BC. Copper Age ranged between 3,000 to 1500 BC. Bronze Age between 3,300 to 1200 BC, and Iron Age from 1200 to 600 BC. This is a prehistory age of 2 million year to 600 BC. Next, paleoclimatology or ancient climates. The study of changes in climate accounted on the scale of entire history of earth is called as paleoclimatology. under this branch, the natural materials such as rocks, sediments, ice sheets, tree rings, corals, shells and microfossils were used to obtain the prehistoric climatic data as discussed. Ice caps and mountain glaciers provide abundant information about the ancient climatic conditions. The air remained trapped within the fallen snow as tiny bubbles. The trapped air has proven a tremendously valuable source for direct measurement of the composition of air from the time the ice was formed. The changing pattern in the layer's thickness can be used to determine changes in precipitation or temperature. Next is dendroclimatology. Climatic information can be obtained through an understanding of changes in tree growth. Generally, trees respond to changes in climatic variables by speeding up or slowing down growth, which in turn is generally reflected by thickness of growth rings. Different species, however, respond to changes in climatic variables in different ways. A tree ring record is established by compiling information from many living trees in a specific area. Sediments, sometimes lithified to form rock, may contain remnants of preserved vegetation, animal, plankton or pollen, which may be characteristic of certain climatic zones. Biomarker molecules. Biomarker molecules such as the alkanones may yield information about their temperature of formation. Chemical signatures, particularly magnesium calcium ratio of calcite in foraminifera tests, can be used to reconstruct past temperature. Coral rings are similar to tree rings except that they respond to different parameters such as the water temperatures, freshwater influx, pH changes and wave action. Next, carbon dating. Carbon dating can be used to date organic artifacts or things that were once alive. All living things contain a radioactive isotope of carbon called carbon-14 since the time they were alive. Carbon-14 has a half-life of 5000 years. That means it takes 5000 years for half of the carbon-14 to break down. Fossils, the remains of ancient plants and animals. By studying fossils, archaeologists and anthropologists can learn about what people ate, what animals they had around and their way of life. We will discuss about the development of early humans. Anthropologists divide hominoids into 3 different types based on their body shapes and lifestyles. The first type of hominid was referred as Homo habilis, which means person with abilities. It is believed that Homo habilis lived about 1.5 million years ago. The second type of early human that lived on the earth was Homo erectus, which means person who can walk upright. Homo erectus lived on the earth about 1,50,000 years ago. The last hominid on earth was Homo sapien. Homo sapien means person who can think. Presently, all humans on earth belong to Homo sapiens. The pattern of human development is discussed in the next slide. Here we can see that hominoids walked upright like humans. Fossils found from Africa. It existed 4 million years ago. For millions of years, it was discovered by Lois and Mary Leakey. Then Homo habilis, it existed 2.5 to 1.6 million years ago, also known as handy human. It used tools. Fossils found near Old Y George. Then Homo erectus, it was practically upright human 1.8 to 1 lakh years ago. It had arms and legs in modern human proportion. It was first human to leave Africa. Then Neanderthals, 1 lakh BC to 30,000 BC. It buried their dead, believed in afterlife, and wore animal skins. Then Homo sapiens, with the rapid brain growth, Homo sapiens appeared. It mastered in fire, that means invented fire, and lived 2 lakh BC to present. Next, prehistoric man and environment interactions. The paleoclimatic evidence and facts suggest that the changes in climatic conditions always help in the incubation of several species. The development of prehistoric man is also the consequence of controlled climatic conditions. But with the settlement and stabilization of human community, the dramatic shift was observed in the climatic conditions. The rapid changes in temperature, precipitation, and distribution of vegetation are the major outcomes of the prehistoric man and environmental interactions. The activities adapted by the prehistoric humans for improvement of their lifestyle were totally dependent on their surroundings. The activities like hunting and gathering, use of stone, metals, and discovery of fire, wheels were the initial steps of human that influenced the surroundings. As the humans expanded, his knowledge of agriculture, animal domestication, the influence and burden on the surrounding environment increased. Environmental interactions in Stone Age. The Stone Age is one of the longest prehistoric period. This is known for the use of stone in the manufacturing of tools with sharp edge, a point, or a flat surface. The period of this era is between 25,000 years ago to 10,000 years ago. The Stone Age is further divided into Paleolithic, Mesolithic, Neolithic, Chalcolithic ages. The information about the environmental and climatic conditions of this era collected by different places and sources is as follow. Here we can see Paleolithic era or old age stone. It is described by travelers and used to migrate in search of water, food, and shelter. Men were the first ones to use tools including simple weapons, know how to make fire, lived in groups, developed oral language, and created cave art. Neolithic era or New Stone Age. Here the man started farming, domesticated animals, used unconventional tools, made pottery, developed weaving skills. These steps were close relationship with the environment, gathered fruit berries, plants, nuts, grains, hunted buffaloes, horse, bison, and fishes. Neolithic human and environment. Neolithic humans, these interacted with the environment as Homo erectus was the first one. Piles of ash in the caves as long as 50,000 years ago provided warmth, protection from animals, light, cooked food occurred differently at different places and times. Settling in small towns and villages, storing surplus products, men more active in herding and farming, women cared for children, clothes, and home. People became master in farming, population growth occurred, and population increased. The information about the environmental and climatic conditions of this era collected by different places and sources is as follows. In the Stone Age, initially the humans were hunter-gatherers who used to travel for hunting and gathering wild plants and meat. Number 2, archaeological data provides the proof of wet and dry spells from 80,000 to 40 years ago, that created a huge impact in shaping modern human intelligence, adaptability, and social behaviors. The aggregation and dispersion of humans were influenced by climatic conditions. For example, humans left Africa perhaps motivated by the competition for resources during droughts. They ended up in places like Europe and northern Asia that were colder and often covered in snow. Organicanian tools such as tools made of bones, stone bladed tools, and tools made of antlers were created during this period and confirmed that the humans had little knowledge of agricultural practices. Neolithic humans domesticated dogs for personal protection or hunting. The evidence of dog has been found in burial of early age humans. The evidences also suggested the interaction of humans with other small animals like sheep, goat, cat, and large animals like rhino, bison, or even mammoths. The discovery of fire has also been reported in the late Stone Age. They used the fire as source of warmth. It allowed early humans to survive in cold temperatures of nights and survive in colder environments. The fire also made possible the geographic expansion from tropical and subtropical climates to areas of temperate climates with colder winters. Environmental interactions in metal age. The progress of civilization heavily depend on the discovery of metals. Prehistoric man used metals to build tools and weapons, and as such the knowledge of metallurgy developed. Metals played an essential role in the improvement of agriculture, transport, art, and craft. Copper was the first metal used for the preparation of tools, implements, and weapons. The metal age is divided into three stages: the copper age, the bronze age, and the iron age. Agriculture evidences of iron age have shown that the new crops like wheat were introduced. In addition to the spelt wheat, barley, rye, and oats were also in use. Harvested crops were stored in either granaries that were raised from the ground on pots or in bell shaped pits 2 to 3 meter deep, dug into the chalk landscape. Number 3, domestication evidence indicate that cattle and sheep were the most common farm animals. In addition, pigs were also kept. The animals supported the family with heavy farm labor. In case of cattle, such as the plowing of crop fields, and also as source of a valuable form of manure, wool or hide, and food products. Number 4, horses and dogs were also observed in the archaeological evidences from both faunal remains and artifacts. Horses were used for pulling 2 or 4 wheeled vehicles like carts, while dogs would have assisted in herding of the livestock and hunting. Number 5, during the metal ages, people made variety of metal objects. They also invented new techniques for making clay pottery. The most characteristic examples are beaker pots. Number 6, paleoecological surveys and radiocarbon dating of peat cores from 10 sites indicated that field cultivation and animal husbandry have taken place constantly throughout the entire Iron Age. The Stone Age people follow the burial custom. Burying of dead in north-southern orientation has been revealed by excavations. There are evidences of pit burial also. Number 8, the people in this era does not know the art of mixing of tin and copper. That is why only few sites have the evidences of bronze. Number 9, generally Chalcolithic cultures had grown in river valleys. Most importantly, the Harappan culture is considered as a part of Chalcolithic culture. In South India, the river valleys of Godavari, Krishna, Tungabhadra, Pennar and Kaveri were settled by farming communities during this period. Next, we will discuss about the prehistoric development and environment. In this, first we will talk about agriculture development. As agriculture spread, humans began to grow different crops that were suitable to the environment. The places where humans began to settle down, grow crops and start forming villages which became the cradles of civilization. Most of these areas were in river valleys. The first was Mesopotamia between the Tigris and Euphrates river valleys. Other river valleys include Nile in Egypt, Indus in India and the Huang He in China. These villages spread throughout Europe and the rest of the world. The oldest and largest of the villages were found in Southwest Asia. The major crops cultivated at that time were as follows: Southwest Asia, wheat, barley and rice; in Africa and Egypt, wheat, barley, banana; in Mesoamericans, bean, squash, maize, etc. The changes in the societies and environment due to agricultural development were: number 1, creation of small settlement villages and towns; population warfare and disease increase; shift cultivation and deforestation; temperature of earth increased; new variations of crops developed; storing of foods and preservation techniques developed; new tools, methods, agricultural land preparation started and animals were used for field work. Number 2, animal domestication. In addition to growing crops, Neolithic man also tamed animals for hunting and other animals for their food supply such as sheep, cow, etc. The animal were used in farm activities also. They also explored the animals for other works like traveling, recreation and other religious activities. The use of animal based products also increased. Use of animal skin, wool, horns and teeth for tool making was in progress. The major effects of animal domestication associated with the environment are: number 1, the animal domestication followed the artificial selection, that is, the selection of advantageous natural variations. Due to this mechanism, most of the domesticated species evolved. The herd living and herbivorous animals were preferably exploited by the Neolithic peoples due to their flexible diet. That means, enough to live on what early farmers might provide, grew fast and thus did not unduly expand farmers' resources. They lived freely breed in presence of people. As the consequence of this, the species and breeds of these animals improved with time. Then technology developments. Fire induced the cleaning of forests, dead bodies were started burnt, helped in cooking, increased the survival rate of humans even in cold places. Then role of tools, axes, arrows, etc. These led to the widespread deforestation, intense hunting of animals, farm and field mechanization, use of woolen animal skin in cloth making, transportation. Conclusion: anciently, the interaction between the human and environment was natural and the early man minimally affected the environment. But with the development of human race, the humans started exploiting the environment for their survival. But still the impacts were not very much pronounced till evolution of Homo sapiens. The environmental exploitation and degradation is very high during modern times. Hence, we all need to take care of the environment to save us, to protect our environment and to protect our future generations. Thank you.